55.12, which is going to be one more trig ratio, which is the last lesson, which is going to be the trig ratio called tangent. So just like sine and cosine, we're going to be basically doing kind of the same operation, but we're just using a different ratio. Okay, so let's jump into it. All right, so looking at the tangent ratio, so it says here right now, the tangent of the angle is going to be the opposite side over the adjacent. So on the other two, you use the hypotenuse with the adjacent or the opposite side. And so now this is if you do not have the opposite side or the hypotenuse, and so you need to use the opposite and the adjacent side. So with that being said, the degree is being the angle referenced. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to find the tangent of A. So tangent of A, remember, we're going to be looking from that angle specifically. So let's go ahead and label our triangle. So right now, opposite of A is going to be my opposite side. Opposite of the 90 degree is always your hypotenuse. And then right here, the third side that I did not label is going to be my adjacent side. Okay? So now, the tangent of A is going to be the opposite side over the adjacent. So that's going to be side BC over side AB. So that's going to be your opposite over adjacent, which is your tangent. So the tangent of A is BC over AB, okay? So now the next one, we're going to be looking at the tangent of C. So that means I'm going to be looking at everything from angle C. So right now I'm going to go ahead and label it. So this is my opposite side. Opposite the 90 is always my hypotenuse. And the third side is going to be my adjacent side, okay? So right now, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite side is going to be AB, and the adjacent side is going to be BC. So basically, this flipped the other way, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, that's your ratio. Now let's take this into account and let's put it into our examples here. All right, guys, so on example number 1 here, it says it wants me to find the value of x. So right now, I know I have a right triangle, and I've been given one angle of that right triangle. So I'm going to reference everything from that angle. So right now, I have angle 55. So opposite of 55 is going to be your opposite side. Opposite the 90 is always going to be your hypotenuse. And then this third side down here is going to be your adjacent side. So we have to look. I need my opposite side, and I have my adjacent side. So opposite and adjacent is going to be using the tangent ratio. So now we're going to actually do the math on this. So I'm going to be doing the tangent ratio, which is opposite over adjacent. Okay? So right now I have to do the tangent of the angle that I'm referencing, which is 55. And then I'm going to take my opposite side, which is x, and I'm going to put it over the adjacent side, which is 33. Again, mathematically, I am doing x divided by 33. So to get x by itself, I have to multiply by 33 on both sides. So this is going to cancel. So x is going to be equal to, and in your calculator, you're going to do 33 times the tangent of 55. And when you click enter, it's actually going to give you 47.12. So ladies and gentlemen, the measurement of this missing side is going to be 47.12. Okay, jumping over to example number 2. All right, so on example number 2, it says here we need to use trig to find the value of x and round to the nearest degree. So we're rounding to the nearest degree. So right now, let's go ahead and look, and I am actually finding an angle. So automatically, when you're using these trig ratios, when you're looking for the angle, I know that I'm going to be using the inverse. So you have to remember, finding the angle, use the inverse. So right now, from this angle, this is my opposite side. Opposite the 90 is always your hypotenuse, and this third side that I did not label is my adjacent side. So look, I have my opposite side, I have my adjacent side, so now I'm going to use tangent to find what x is. So right now, the tangent of x is going to be the opposite side over the adjacent side. And so now, literally all I have to do, remember, I'm using inverse. So in my calculator, I'm going to use the inverse tangent, and then inside those parentheses, I'm going to put the ratio of the tangent there. So in my calculator, I'm going to do inverse tangent, 17 divided by 11, and it says to round to the nearest degree. So we get 57.12 0.09 is going to be my degree measure. The 0 is not going to change the 7. So your answer in this instance would be 57 degrees. Okay? Moving to example number 3. All right, once again, on example number 3, it tells us use trig to find the value of x and round to the nearest degree. So again, we are finding an angle. So when we're using angle, automatically what should pop in your head is I am doing the inverse of the ratio that I'm talking about here. So right now from this angle, I have my opposite side. Here's my hypotenuse, and then this is going to be my adjacent side. So I have my opposite side, I have my adjacent side, so automatically opposite and adjacent is going to be the tangent ratio. So I'm going to be doing the tangent of x is going to be equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So with that being said, I know I'm using the inverse. So in my calculator, I'm going to do inverse tangent, and then in the parentheses, all I have to do is type in the 12 over 29 inside those parentheses. So in my calculator, I'm going to be doing inverse tangent, and then I'm going to be doing 12 over 29, and then we're rounding to the nearest degree. So I get 22.47. The 4 is not going to change the 2, so that means it's going to round to 22 degrees. Jump into example number 4. All right, so on example number 4, it says use the model below to find the horizontal distance from the helicopter to the boat. So we're finding right here on x. So right now it looks like we know the degree measure from the boat to the helicopter, which is going to be 40 degrees. So right now from that 40 degrees, I know my opposite side. Opposite my 90 is always my hypotenuse, and this x value is actually end up being my adjacent side. So I have my opposite, I need my adjacent side. Opposite adjacent is going to be my tangent ratio. So tangent of my angle, which is 40 degrees, is going to be the opposite side over the adjacent side, which is x, okay? So in the previous lessons, I told y'all whenever you have this situation on trig ratios, whenever your x is on bottom, literally take your ratio here, which is x, and the tangent 40, and literally swap places with them. So x is going to be equal to 900 divided by the tangent of 40. So in my calculator, I'm just going to do 900 divided by the tangent of 40. And when I click that enter button, you should get 1,072.58 feet. So ladies and gentlemen, the distance from the boat, the horizontal distance from the boat to the helicopter is 1,072.58 feet. Okay? So take this stuff, move it over to your skill check. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck with it, guys.